My coworker said to say hello to all the dungeons and all the dragons. So I assume that is you, chat.
Yeah. Chat, do you want to be Dungeons or Dragons? Let us know.
That would be great if at the start of every Dungeons and Dragons game you had to choose if you were Dungeons or Dragons.
Yeah.
That's the only two classes available.
The gender binary is Dungeons and Dragons and everything in between. Chat's calling Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, all right, love it. Yeah, shout it out. Are you?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
It's not, the chat isn't one of the, everybody shout out their own. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta be honest, I think I'm a dungeon.
Really?
I think I am.
Wow.
I'm not aggressive
I
enough
gotta
for
go
a dragon.
dragon. I mean, emotionally, I'm dungeon-like all the time, but it's a fantasy game, so I'm going dragon.
I think I'm a dragon just because I'm narcissistic enough to think I'm a dragon.
I don't know
What
if you
color
saw...
of dragon? What color of dragon are you?
Oh, jeez. Like taupe.
Taupe. Ooh.
What color of dungeon are you?
What kind of what damage type is taupe?
It's trivia damage.
That's where you get ambushed by pub trivia when you just wanted to go have fucking dinner with your friends.
You're just trying to hang out.
damn it.
And I'm hitting you with all kinds of Simpsons facts. And weird spider things I've learned.
It's actually just when you are on, actually, and crush it like you all
yeah.
have in our.
I
Yeah.
haven't been back in a while. Bring me back.
I think I'm a dungeon because there is treasure inside of me.
Aww.
Oh.
I don't know.
A calendar or a mug.
Yeah.
I love it.
And traps. Though. There's
Yeah, definitely traps.
The other side
Don't
of the
go
mug
there.
says smack traps.
Yeah.
Every time you breach another level of conversation, you have to check for traps. Don't bring up my aunt, not like that.
Am I going to be stuck in the corner talking to Harlan for the next hour about math? Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. This is episode 36 of Arc 5 of Better Than Heroes. We have been off for a couple of weeks, but we are excited to be back. If you're new to our stream, welcome. Thanks for joining us. I'm Rachel Weeks, and I play Klik, the level... Whoa, what are we? 15?
15?
Kreen Fire. I think we're 15 now.
I think so. I'm Andrew Ovredahl, and I play Flute, aka the Windrider, a human Warlock.
My name's Jordan Dahl. I play the Moonboy, a level 15 Moonboy.
And I'm Harlan Kelly. I'm the Aaron Urist of this game, and I play everybody else.
Yeah, Aaron Urist will not be joining us this evening, unfortunately, but we will carry on without
Aaron
our tank. Always a good plan.
Our healer slash tank slash
everything. Our multi-tool.
Only line of it, yes.
Yeah, our last hope for everything.
Also a cook.
Yeah.
We're like, as long as K.A.I doesn't go down, we'll be okay.
Which I will tell you is very fucking hard to do. So if you have any ideas, let me know. Because my current plan is to just ignore him until the very end.
I'm guessing
that Aaron would get COVID, huh, Harlan?
Oh,
maybe
yeah,
Harlan had a little
Harlan.
sneeze, a little.
Yeah,
I believe we call that metagaming.
Yeah, I call it strategy. So,
We are going to play some 5e Spelljammer Dungeons & Dragons tonight. Our show is off to live soundtracked by Jason Wardell, but this sounds like a Robo-Jason.
Robo-Jason tonight. Yep.
And it is brought to you by our patrons and our subscribers. If you are one of those two, thank you. You guys are the very best. I saw a bunch of anonymous gift subs. Thank you so much for doing that. For coming in, for giving subs, for being fans. That rules. You guys literally make this show possible. You help us pay all of our artists who do the maps and our character drawing, Jason who does music, and you just help us cover the cost of making this stream better. Like all of the technology that we use, and also hard drives and super fun stuff like that.
I was talking to one of my nerd discords about it today because I bought some more storage on today, and there are people who are familiar with the show, Jason being one of them, and they were like, holy shit, how many hours is Better Than Heroes altogether of like video files, and I did the math, and it's just past 300. So that's if you're wondering how many terabytes it is, it's over 10.
Oh my god!
So just for the nerds in the nerd game chat, that's
we have made 10 terabytes of Dungeons and Dragons,
and more to come.
Bananas.
Thank you for the raid, by the way, Architects of Fate.
Yeah.
Hey,
a little raid right out of the gate.
Welcome, Raiders. Perfect time to raid. We haven't even started playing yet.
We are just about to get started.
When we're gonna go pee.
Yeah.
It's like we always get raids at like bathroom break time.
The hour mark. Yeah.
Let's not dally any longer. If you love the show, follow us. You can buy some stuff on Spring. You can join our Discord. You can just tell people that we're cool and hanging out here every Monday at 7 p.m. Pacific, or on YouTube, or a podcast, however you like to consume your Dungeons and or Dragons. We appreciate everything that you do to make this show possible, including showing up here on Monday night. It is time to play some Dungeons and Dragons, but first, it's time for last week's recap.
Oh boy. Last time on Better Than Heroes, the crew's rest in the autumnal Feywild glade was rudely interrupted when Flute was pulled non-consensually inside of a tree. Once inside, he met Helix, a powerful Feywild spirit who had a serious problem with telepathic ants crawling all over her face. Flute's initial suspicion faded as Helix won him over and warned him about trusting the cisterns, not the sisters, the cisterns, namely the Moon Girl and Olafenticulus. Once Flute was released from the tree, Oxtrillion was returned, furious at having been kept in the wet woods, unable to burn anything. Moonboy chatted up Oxtrillion about returning him to the Summer Court, and Oxtrillion gave off some pretty serious warmongering vibes. Mm-hmm. Ultimately, Flute decided the universe was a bit too chaotic at the moment to let Oxtrillion roam free, so he tricked him back inside of Helix's tree prison, where he will be kept safe in the ultimate toddler timeout for the foreseeable future. Flute's fiendish patron...
Go to your tree.
Exactly. Flute's fiendish patron, the writer, grew enraged at Flute's betrayal after waiting so long for Oxtrillion to be delivered, and said, if he dies, Flute dies, then commenced boiling Flute from the inside out. I believe that's the sous vide method of cooking. Will Oxtrillion's immense power be kept at bay inside Helix's tree? Was Helix telling the truth about any of this? Will the writer make good on his promise to kill Flute? Will Aaron return to write these recaps because they're really harder than they seem? Find out right now on Better Than Heroes.
Good job. First Andrew recap. That was great.
Very good.
Tree.
Oh my god, I have to show you.
Hermetically sealed.
As a parent, I mean, if I ever become a parent, I would love to have a tree, just like a sentient tree that I could be like, all right, Oki, you deal with him, you know? Yeah.
I think I'm gonna, if I'm ever a parent, I'm gonna put my kids in a clock, in a grandfather clock. I'm gonna seal them in the clock. I think it's scary enough, it's symbolic enough, you know?
I'm just gonna...
a key around my neck. It'll be terrifying.
I was hanging out with AD's niece and nephew over Thanksgiving, and the little boy just had his finger in his nose the whole time. Just the whole time through dinner. Just like, it's just, and they were like, we can't get him to stop. I don't know. He'll grow out of it, but
won't he?
That's just like, you had to like watch his left hand.
my brother's son, my nephew, just lost his first tooth. He lost his front tooth, and they were like, a tooth fairy's coming tonight, and I was like, okay, this is his first one. You're never gonna get another chance to do this. Would it be hilarious or completely scarring if you just took the tooth and replaced it with another much larger tooth, like an elk tooth or something.
Yeah, I love it.
They didn't go for it ultimately. Probably for the best.
I had this insane memory recently. We were talking about how impossible it is to stop chewing your nails when people chew their nails. And I remembered when I was in elementary school, this girl chewed her nails, and her parents found this stuff that apparently tasted like dog shit that they would put on her fingers.
Lord.
This was a thing, I guess, in the 90s.
Yeah, no, I remember this.
You remember this?
No, yeah. Somebody, like a kid, had it in my.
And I was like, "You're just walking around with these hands that taste like
shit
dog
hands?
poop." Yeah,
I mean, they must
not
smell.
like spicy cinnamon or something. Like, there's so many other things you could do, but
no, it's like a liquid activated thing that's like it's like a coating that just like if it makes it taste your nails taste like poop.
Not to mention that you could just do that with dog shit, much cheaper.
Yeah, you don't even need it. Just do a morning dip.
I can't
Cut out
believe
the middleman.
I can't believe it's still around. I was like, wow, that's some real old school shit.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, speaking of dog shit, so
speaking of dog shit, I'm ready to roll my new dice.
Andrew has brand new dice.
Andrew, weren't you telling a story recently about how someone, like people were at your house rolling your dice? And they were all rolling so
in my
bad.
home game, everyone forgot their dice, so I brought out my old dice tray, and I was like, use these. Everyone rolled like garbage to the point where they were all commenting on it. They're like, what is it? Your dice are terrible. And I was like, I feel vindicated, because I did feel like it must be me somehow, but apparently it's this evil dice tray that they all reside in.
It does feel like years ago, like you like hit an old lady who had dice for eyes with your car.
Yeah. That's what it.
Like,
I'm so glad you
Marjorie.
just brought that up. Old Dice Eyes, the town crone. Yeah, that was a mistake. I did go out and buy new dice. I went
Look at
and
those.
got. These are the Beetle and Grimm Bard specific dice.
Oh man, the Matthew Lillard dice.
This is not even a color that I would normally like or seek out, but I was like, you know what? You got to let personal taste go. If you want to try to roll above a 10, you're gonna just have to let
Andrew,
fate
you cannot
guide
pick
you.
them.
let fate guide you.
And have you been testing them? Have you been rolling
I
it out?
have yet to roll them even once because
all right,
tonight
That's
we're gonna
fine.
find out.
It's all as long as you have a ritual in place.
let's start right here, Andrew. So the group you have successfully put Australian inside of this autumnal cage again, kind of had him ingested back into this tree here, as Helix has told you she can hold him, and she was ready to trust you all that he needed to be freed for whatever purposes that you all were going forward with, but kind of ultimately recommended that he would cause destruction, which Helix didn't seem too worried about, but, was saying it was destruction. So you all have... Australian is fully incapacitated, and you have this just like bubbling in your body right now of the anger, the frustration, and the betrayal that the rider is feeling. And so I would love for you to roll. You can roll either a perception check or an insight check, and you will get different answers depending on what you roll, as your whole body is deeply uncomfortable.
Great. Perception or insight, you said?
Yes.
All right. Maiden voyage. Friendly dice. I got a 2. That'll be a 13 on insight.
Let's go. Incredible.
I'm back, baby.
Come on, Beetle and or Grimm.
Someone call Matthew Lillard. We need a refund. Not a refund.
Oh
we just need a blessing or something.
I'm gonna get you something for Christmas that's like some kind of talisman.
Weighted
of
dice?
Yeah. Maybe.
Something to peel this pall off of you to wash your spirit clean.
Yeah, but it's not, like I said, it's the dice.
Yeah, maybe just for Christmas, just get Aaron
Urist
to buy
should be
dice.
ritually burned.
Yeah.
It's
That's
this tray that Urist
cool.
got me. It's got a tribal silver wolf on the bottom. It's a great tray, but
Cursed.
I don't know.
Yeah. You got to get Aaron to buy you the dice too. It's not just it's not just the dice tray.
Everybody has a ritual. Yours was to not roll the dice at all before the game. At the top of the game, I roll it until I get a 20 if I have a physical
interesting.
dice.
No, I'm the opposite.
No, Andrew has to do other things in his day.
Eat a big salad.
Can't just sit there and roll dice all
If
day.
I rolled till I got a 20, I'd have to set an alarm.
Oh my god.
Pre-dawn.
Blisters on your fingers.
Destroy
He
my
said roll
life.
until I get a 20.
Gotta get that 20 and I can start playing.
Table.
Yeah. Oh, phew, finally got it. Well, I'll get another one in about 72 hours. Great.
Yeah, that would be the camera pan is you finally roll a 20 and then we pan up and you're like 83 years old.
But in a weird twist, as we said, we went and played D&D live in Florida in St. Augustine
that's
College.
true.
I rolled 3 nat 20s and almost a fourth one. I could
crazy.
not roll. I was just...
It was insane.
Was
it was really like...
single-handedly killing all the bosses. It was
pandemonium.
It was crazy.
It was
great.
crazy. People were jumping out of their seats. One
I
kid
gotta move to St. Augustine,
hit a hole
Florida, I
in the
guess.
wall.
This is the takeaway.
Yeah.
It's fucked up, but gotta do it.
Yeah, it was
Anyway,
very
where were
charming. It was very
What does he get
charming.
with a 2?
What a sidetrack.
Sorry.
I got a 13. I got a 13 insight.
I'm just down to roll with this. So you are in pain and you are losing hit points. You are experiencing the loss of hit points right now.
Can we all see this happening?
Yes, 100%.
I'm like steaming. I'm like boiling. I think you said my face was boiling.
Yeah, and I will say it feels like you're cold, but it looks to you all as if something underneath his skin is on fire. Like you have steam coming off of you. You can see like his skin rippling in spots, but it feels like the inside of your body is cold.
I'm just screaming.
Moonboy starts screaming as well. And I am going to instinctively cast Greater Restoration.
All right, cool. So let's actually, Andrew, can you roll 5d10 for me? We're just gonna have you do the damage here.
Sounds
So
like
maybe this will help you out.
Sounds like a positive thing.
Yeah, maybe this will help you out because you'll roll all ones on this damage, and so I'm trying to be nice by letting you roll this.
No, you mean I rolled a 9 and an 8 and a 7 and a 6.
5, 4,
Incredible.
3.
Yeah, a 9,
2.
8, 7, and a 6.
Wow.
Incredible. So,
Jesus. It's uncanny. It really is
it's
something.
really Dungeons and Dragons does not love you, no matter how much you love it.
Fuck you, Dungeons and Dragons.
No, he doesn't mean that. He doesn't mean that.
Fuck you, Dungeons
it back.
and Dragons.
And I'm gonna clip it and send it to Jeremy Crawford. So you take 9, 8, 7, 6 is
5.
20.
5.
You do math while I'm doing
All right.
description.
I assume I add those all together and get hit by those.
How'd you know? So you take that amount of damage, and you see
35.
that you see Flute's body is literally like seems to be coming apart. You see like there's a part where his skin ruptures and this
Lord.
ice chrysalis just runs out of it. His blood is coming out, but it freezes at the same time that it's coming out right there. And Moonboy, you just like act instinctively almost in this very beautiful autumnal scene as he steps out of this tree and you all are in this nice autumn scene. And as he's in pain, you cast this Greater Restoration, and it does. It completely washes away this effect. It seems to go away entirely. As there's a bright flash of moonlight from this, and it just washes over Flute. As everyone's vision kind of comes back after this bright flash, you see Flute the ripple of his skin, the like icy form that is maybe bursting out from under him, out from inside of him, that's like boiling up in this frozen fashion, is completely washed away. And you hear, Flute, you go from hearing the rider just like screaming in your head a little bit to totally silent for this moment.
Oh, I just dropped to my knees. My empty eye socket is just like, shh, has all this like cold steam coming out of it.
What the hell was that, dude? You just scared the shit out of me.
Jesus, it looks like your tea is done. She waves steam out of his. You okay? God.
Incredible.
He is done. Oh my god.
What was that, man?
It was the rider, because I promised to deliver him Australian and instead shut him inside that tree.
Fucking guy.
I think he's in trouble.
You think he's in trouble? He just burned your insides.
Yeah, but I think he made promises that he was going to be delivering Australian, and now he won't be doing it.
Well,
Damn, dude. What do you think, Kai? Look over, and Kai's just got like a reboot screen.
He's got the rainbow wheel like on a Mac.
He's busy.
He seems to be talking. He seems to be talking to Olfanticulus. Like he's kind of like over there in the corner. He sees this, but he sees you react to Moonboy, and he can quickly tell that like things are fine.
This like, again, this old thing.
I read you a party dot, he says, and then does it. Yeah.
Does he? Is he actually going to heal him?
He did when I started
right
getting hurt. He zapped me, but
yeah. So yeah, I will say this is very much like a. You all teleported here. Moon Girl teleported you here after straight from the big fight where you destroyed the Elder Brain and then went to another dimension. You ran into some obstacles while you were here because Moon Girl clearly made it very clear that she wanted Australian to not be delivered to wherever he was being promised to be delivered to.
Right.
And that was part of her bringing you here as well, is a little bit of like, this is a safe place, but also this accomplishes something that I think needs to be accomplished. She has not reacted well since she's been here. She seems very frazzled. Olfanticulus seems very distant. But you all are in this safe haven with nothing pressing in this moment. You have defeated the Elder Brain, which you all did to hopefully be able to have a meaningful place at the table with the Undying Queen, this Queen of the Gith, not Gith, who is bringing the Dark Star to your universe to consume it, to make sure that the Mind Flayers don't end up the all-powerful beings of every universe, which they seem to be flaunting to her and to all things. The Meridian Tracks seem to be a part of that, but it's now totally off, like just chess pieces off the table because of their retractment from everything, because of you all kicking their asses. And you all are in another dimension, kind of like totally isolated from all of your allies, but all of your enemies in this moment. So you have this time to either kind of, accomplish anything unbothered if you want to, or, absolutely have safe passage back to your allies as well. Mm-hmm. You would have to plane shift back to them or find another way back through your own mechanics, but...
I'm muttering some healing spells, and I'm casting Healing Word on myself a couple times.
I can hit you with a Healing Word. We could also take a short rest.
It's true. I don't know how many times we've done this in this game. Like 3?
Never.
Very little. We don't often have a good place to rest.
Let's take a short rest.
And take a shorty? All right.
No warlocks, no monks. Like, shorties are a little less important to you all. Yeah.
I'm a warlock.
I like that we're instantly calling them shorties now.
Yeah, shorties.
I like that a lot. I'm on board. Yeah, I think the Moonboy is sort of taking this all in, and he's like, so, what do we do now? Do we just? I mean, I'm sure that his face is going to catch on fire again at some point, but perhaps we take some time here to plan. I hate to say it, but we went into the Elder Brain fight a little cocksure, and we came out, a couple of friends less.
I mean, where do we even go from here? What did we accomplish with all this?
Well, from here, I suppose we would go and tell the Undying Queen what we've done, But
let's find a way to send her a message somehow.
Well, she doesn't seem like the type who you just, call up. I would feel.
She might already know. We don't know what she.
I could scry on her, but that feels like a good way to get, blasted into oblivion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's a dick, says Moon Girl. She's like, don't just call her up. She's an asshole.
Well, what say you, Moon Girl? Is there a place in this plane that would, give us aid and equipment? Is there a place we can go to speak with someone about preparing for further journeys? Or is this the friendliest place in this wild, wild world?
I would say, she looks at Ovredahl and she's like, correct me if I'm wrong here, Pud. And he, pulls himself out of the conversation with K.A.I and says, you all said before when you were talking to Australian, you don't really have time for, rescuing anyone. What did you call it? Side quests? Is that what you call it, Moonboy?
Right.
Yeah. You all are focused on the prize. And I would say that, this world is full of side quests. It's full of, you're not going to get anything for free here. It's all complicated chaos and unstable growth in lots of ways. And so if I was you, which I'm not in charge here, I want to make that very clear. And Ovredahl chuckles and laughs and he goes, me neither. And she says, I would go to where you do have allies. I would get us back to Jadorian. But that's just me. You all are the heroes, so.
Where's the captain?
He's back on Jadorian.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, are you talking about the Breeze Traveler or our captain?
Our captain. Not the pretend
Goliathan.
captain you built.
Yeah. Goliathan is back on Jadorian.
I think perhaps it's time.
But I am going to ask her, and where's the Breeze Traveler and everyone you took away?
They're in my pocket dimension, which you have been. Yeah, so I'm sure we should pick them up at some point. But I do need to rest before
could we go to your pocket dimension, rest, pick them up, go to Jadorian?
I would need to recharge. I've already.
Oh, you didn't take a long rest when we all took a long rest?
And she nods her head at the floating arm that is, before she had this decrepit hand that was floating around, orbiting around her head along with the moon that orbits her head. And when you saw her, when she came back into the fight, it wasn't just a hand, it was her whole arm is now as well orbiting around her, much slower. But this, and I would say it's not a arm and a hand, it seems to be attached, that is orbiting around her. But she kind of gestures then, she's like, I can't push myself too hard.
What is too hard? It feels like you went from just one hand to almost your whole arm in a couple of plane shifts.
Oh, this old thing? She says, and she gestures with her left hand, and the right hand also seems to gesture back at her almost.
Yeah, that whole thing.
She's like, yeah, I pushed myself too hard to make sure that I could do what needs to be done. which was to show back up and rescue you all and get you all the fuck out of there. She says, and like takes a swig from this like flask she has.
Well, if we could get you back to your pocket dimension, do you think that would help? Is that a place where you can get the rest that you require?
Oh, I mean, we could all take a long rest there for sure. Yes, absolutely. That's why I built the pocket dimension. It's a real oh shit.
Did you
room.
not rest when we were all sleeping in the tree?
No, I did not. She says, I gassed this puppy up. She pats at at her shoulder, missing the arm, and she's like, and I jumped back in.
All right. Well, if everybody's ready to go, I think I'd like to take a crack at it.
Can I do an insight roll on what Luna's talking about after my little chat with the tree?
You can, and you can roll insight or arcana, and you will get different answers depending on what you roll. I'm not saying one or the other, because I'm suggesting the other one. I'm not saying one is better than the other.
I'll roll arcana and you roll insight, huh?
Sounds great.
Sounds good to me.
I got a 27.
I'm gonna give myself guidance.
Okay, we ragged on you a lot for you to just quietly roll a fucking 27 over there.
But what's your modifier on insight?
If my modifier is high, it wasn't that.
Yeah, I was gonna say
29 actually.
It was a good roll.
I think there's a little bit of survivor bias happening 16. Where we don't celebrate the good rolls enough.
Yeah.
I got a 20.
Good job, Andrew.
Good job,
and Andrew's new dice.
Andrew.
Yeah.
Let's get some Andrews in chat. We do have an Andrew emoji. Let's get some Andrews in chat. There we go.
I got a 21 Arcana.
Oh boy! All right, let's
now
go.
Trained in.
Cool. Okay, so you all know me. I kind of have this like scaling success. You won't get that in Baldur's Gate. So if you get over a 20, if you get the DC, you get the answer. If you get over like a 20 from the answer, you get that. And then if you get over 25, 30, I kind of scale it up a little bit. So Moonboy, you can tell. Like this is outside of the normal balance of magic that you know. And you know a lot about this because you've been a powerful spellcaster. You're kind of like remembering pieces of it here and there. You are also now a powerful spellcaster. And so there's a little bit of, that she casted teleport a lot, and she casted this is outside of, in the meta world, in our game world, that she used more spell slots than anyone could possibly have. But that translates to you in this world as well, is that she, she pushed herself beyond the limit of what magic can usually provide, because there is a limit to how much magic a person can pull from the world, because it is this weave of energy all around you, and you are a conduit for channeling it into the world, and there are limits. Like you can't run a 0.5 second mile, and you're getting your crest in 3 here at this point. And so you've got that by itself. It's she broke the rules with over the 20. And 2, that she seems to there's more life to this dead arm. It's not just dead. It is some sort of, it is acting. It is wriggling here and there. And so there's something, like, I'll just give you the straight up math of it, that she can push past the limits, but it seems to bring energy into this other form of her. So Flute, with that high of a roll, she knew this, has known this, and this didn't exist before she left with Florial's harp. And when she came back, her explanation to you for that was she was trying to contact Florial, ran into the Undying Queen, and the Undying Queen did this to her. And, but it seems like she did this to herself in this moment. It seems like she knew that because she pushed herself past this magic, this would be the result of it. She doesn't seem surprised by the result here. So because you both rolled so high, if you have like follow-up questions from that answer, you can ask him, but yeah,
I think
that's
my
what
question
you know.
would be, I feel like there's something she's not telling us, and I want to know why. And I think I would say something to her like, we can see what this... You've overextended yourself, babe. You know? We can see what it's doing to you. What happens if you push yourself too far? Will this build a whole new moon girl who's got evil, crazy skin?
No, she says.
Will it be a different... See, you're doing it again. You're being intentionally obtuse here.
She looks at you and she
goes...
Will
it just be a different person who's called, like, the Night Girl or something?
She looks at you and she says, I've done my job. And takes
done
another
your job,
swig.
but in the process, you've made some friends, Moon Girl.
What?
And I know you've been hurt in the past, but listen, we're trying to do it again. And we're only going to get there if you open up to us and tell us what the bleep is happening. And the bleep was a swear, okay?
She looks at you, she's like, well, then tell me what you want to know.
What is that arm?
She says, it's in the world, in every world, anytime you create something, something is created as a result. There is ultimate balance in the universe. And so, I have been cursed with that knowledge. And, I know that is true now. And so if I want to get past the rules of how the world works, to try and craft it my way, I have to be willing to let something else form, she says. I have to give of myself and let something else be formed. It's the same. That's why the Dark Star exists. It's because every action has a reaction.
All right. So it is making an evil moon girl.
Yes, I was lying. I was trying to. I'm not lying. I just didn't want to tell you all that because I don't want you to stop me from saving your asses just because you think maybe an evil moon girl is a bad idea. Because I would rather you all be alive than an evil moon girl not exist.
Fine.
I don't know. Evil moon girl sounds pretty powerful.
Please call her the Night Woman.
I think this is like the most honored she's been by you in a long time, with you like giving the cool name to this fucked up version of her. She's like clearly softened by it a little bit. Yeah.
Don't worry, you're still our friend, and if the Night Woman cometh, we will take care of her.
Yeah.
And we'll trick her into casting too much and then grow you back. How about that?
I don't know.
That's pretty smart. I haven't thought about that.
Maybe like a third. Maybe like the Day Man. Okay, now I'm just doing Always Sunny fan fiction.
You're doing it again, Moonboy.
I'm doing it. I'm sorry. There's that fourth
Come
wall.
back to us.
Okay. Listen. So, where's Florial? What's going on with Florial? Just tell us. We need to know.
You can click roll a perception check.
Yeah. I will.
You're not a part of this conversation. You haven't rolled. It
wasn't good. I am not a part of this conversation.
What are you doing then? What are you distracted by in this like autumnal Feywild haven?
It's an 8 altogether.
Oh boy, I was even gonna roll. I'm not gonna. I mean, the modifier. It doesn't matter. That's really low.
It's nothing. Yeah.
Flute low.
I think she's watching the woods. This is a spooky place. She's never been here before. I think she's like distracted by what's around them. Everybody seems convinced that this is a safe space, and it has already proven it's not.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that she's paranoid.
I think that with that failure of a perception check too, a thing that you know for sure, which I'm not saying this is a lie because you failed the check. I'm just saying that like this is the thing you're focused on is this tree could probably beat all of you. You know, it's like you could probably get away from it, but like if you tried to destroy it, you would probably fail because you've just seen it just absorb Auxtrillion and him have no power. So like, you know that as much as it's not a threat to you, it seems to be friendly to you, that if it turned on you, you would seem to be in a lot of trouble, and you haven't been able to like fully. Actually, you got a long rest, so you are beefed up. But I would say it's still kind of like it's not flexing on you. I am flexing on you with the tree. Like your Klik perception is like, you're real Merry and Pippin scooped up by the ants right now. So
yeah, she hates that, of course.
So yeah, I think that it's hard to turn that off in your mind. Even though there seems to be no threats from the woods and no threat from the tree, you just still know it could crush you too. Yeah. Great. Let's Moonboy and Flute, both of you roll a perception check with disadvantage.
Disadvantage?
Yeah.
One step ahead. No, just kidding.
Don't worry, I rolled bad first.
A 7.
11.
Cool. The Moon Girl says to you both, she says, Florial it's hard to believe that Florial's gone because they're all around us. I'm not saying it in the same way because Florial's not dead. And she gets a little choked up and she says, Cartavian hiss. And there's nothing any of us can do about that. Don't worry, we tried. She says, kind of like losing it a little bit, like she's not answering your question, but she's trying to. And she says, Florial's around, but Florial dismantled themselves. They were the most adamant about all of us that there comes a time when even if you're trying to do good, you're too powerful. And so they dismantled themselves. And they can be reassembled. But, and I tried to get that ball a-rolling. But it didn't work. Because the Undying Queen has a piece of him. A piece of them.
They're like a construct? And I kind of jerk my head over at K.A.I.
No. I would never insult a construct in that way. They're full entities themselves. They're not patched together. They're just, a sum of their parts, like all of us. This is a division.
So Florial is a person, like an elf or a gnome, or
no, Florial. Oh, you don't. She laughs. She legitimately laughs. And you see Olaphanticulus over there, looks confused and surprised. And they're like, "What do you mean?" And they're like, "They don't." They're like, "Oh, you don't." And Moon Girl's like, "This is my bad, Oli. Because we've been so distracted. I mean, my focus has been on you, Moonboy. It's been." I sat in Ventress's dungeon to wait for you, for the moment that I could help you and kind of push you on the right path. And I think that I've already done that. And so I forget that there are pieces you don't know because you've met Florial before. I just forget what you know and what you all don't know and what's important was I can't just sit around telling you the whole story. No, we wouldn't get anything done. But No. That's why Nyx and Moon Girl stops and even though she was shit talking Nyx and Talon at the end, takes a moment, takes a beat after that. She's like, Nyx. That's why she didn't like me, is because Florial is a mind flayer. And that's how we met Florial. Is we They were working on Glyph. They were creating things for the colony. And we both, we were dealing with him, me in our own ways. Florial really brought us together because Cartavian was dealing with Florial. Oli, you were dealing with Florial, and I was dealing with Florial, but it was we all came together because we knew that we needed to get Florial out of there. We needed to help Florial leave, and so we did. That's how we became the Cisterns, was getting Florial off of Glyph.
In my mind right now, Leloon.
I literally just forgot. No one's asked me, and I just forgot that you didn't know this.
Was Florial like the other mind players? Did they have the same designs?
Yeah, what do you mean?
Were they bent on, mind flayers taking over the sphere, and were they power-hungry tyrants?
No, in fact, I would say that they were maybe the reason, the fourth ring, anyone knew about this grand plan of theirs, this kind of outside of time, all universe plan, is because they were a part of the hive mind that saw this from the Yelta-Brain, but they were also far enough disconnected because they were tasked with using the arcana we see around us, which is not something that mind flayers usually enjoy or approve of, but it was their responsibility to be able to unlock these doors for them because their aptitude with it. And so they kind of knew the inside and were able to share it with us.
This makes
so
much sense. So many
why did Florial open the door? Was it some kind of loyalty to the hive mind? I don't understand.
No, that was and Oliphanticulus, I think, pipes up at this point, and he's like, they already opened the doors at the point where we could help, and they saw what power it had, and Florial and I, we had many discussions about this exact thing of the consequences for opening doors. And they were much more ambivalent about it when we began talking about it, but they saw more than anyone in the end the power of opening the doors. And I think that it was too late by the time that they saw what it could do. But they were trying to undo it all. And I think that that is what ultimately led them to dispersing themselves, is they were worried about doing it again. In the pursuit of trying to create something that would help opening the door again for something that could do destruction.
Let me just see if I've got this all put together. So, Florial, the Mind Flayer, was once part of the hive mind that we recently destroyed.
In and out, yes.
They saw something of an error in their ways and decided to try to undo what had been done.
I think that is a oversimplification, but is accurate.
You got to dumb it down for me.
Yeah, no criticism. And Moon Girl's like, no, that's it. You nailed it, Moonboy.
I'm feeling shade.
Yeah, no. Oliphanticulus like, I'm sorry. I think about all of the pieces. I'm just saying.
I understand. I understand.
Yeah. But
you have a mind of planets.
If the job is to tell the story succinctly, you have done it.
All right, I can understand that. Cartavian, this thing. And he kind of gestures this evil arm. He's like, "Is this what happened
No.
to Cartavian?"
Yeah, they both say no in unison and shake their head and look sad. Everybody roll an insight check.
Okay.
21.
16.
25.
Klik. What? This is not. You get no information from this. And I want to know a little bit of what Klik is experiencing while you just like hit the your emotional head against the emotional wall a little bit. Like what's going on with you as you get nothing
rage.
from this?
She does not understand. Like, this is not what. Like, suddenly if we find out that we're Team Mind Flayer and that, like, everyone we've been looking for, and I think it's just frustration. We're at this point where we're doing everything that we can to save this crystal sphere, and we've been doing it on half information and half truths from these people who were supposed to be helping us, and have given a lot to do it. And now, like, we've just find out that they're like, oh, yeah, well, you know, they opened a door a while ago and were afraid about doing it again, so they just kind of buggered off into the nothing. Totally. And you're like, cool, thank you for your great help. Instead of improving and working to fix the problem you've created, you just got afraid and left.
That is such a good Klik take. That is such a good failed dice roll Klik take. Like, if look at me, chat. If anyone tells you that all of a sudden TTRPG games become not fun when you don't roll well, just go watch what just happened there. You're wrong. That was incredible gameplay right there. Okay. Yes, absolutely, Rachel. Yes, Klik is seething, steaming, not in the flesh. Freezer burn way not that Flute was, but yeah. And I think that like in my mind at least, and feel free to correct any of this, but like in my mind, like the hum of all these voices that you like are connected with, this like long lineage of people trying to do things, people trying to accomplish things inside of their community, living outside of themselves, acknowledging their own life isn't, you know, like the everything around them is bigger than them. All these anti-Rabakashas in your mind are just like hearing this a little bit and being like, what the fuck? Are you kidding me? Like, yeah,
selfish lunatic.
Yeah, exactly. You can't even like make it out, and all these voices just have opinions about each different piece of this.
Yeah, I mean, my whole culture is stand and fight.
Yeah. And this is very specifically, very intentionally not that. Yeah. So, Flute, you get that, you know, you hear them bring up Cartavian, and I will say, you can tell they're both ashamed of whatever's happening here, and they both, but more than that, I think this is a different kind of like, there's a meekness about talking about them in the past where it's like, oh, we don't do that anymore. And with this, it's way more of a grief. It's way more of a like, they don't think it's their fault. They're not like, oh fuck, we have to tell you about how we accidentally killed Cartavian. That's not what's happening. They just feel legit sad and just like bummed. And but it does tie into shame. And Moonboy, you, I lowered the DC a little bit for you with this and Moon Girl too. And I think that I just want to like, the only really difference between what I'm telling you and what I'm telling Flute is like a ratcheting up of the grief that is on their faces with both of them. Is they're both just fucking sad hearing his name. They both like flinch hearing his name. And it's a real like, don't talk to me about what you don't understand. It feels sensitive and they feel like very sad about it. Yeah.
I think Moonboy picks up on that and he's like, I know you don't want to talk about it. I know you think I don't understand, but help me to understand. Let it out. Don't keep the poison inside.
They both look at each other. I'm gonna roll for this. Hold on, I'm gonna get specific dice. Actually, you know what? We're gonna take a quick 5-minute break. We're gonna drink, pee, as we're about halfway through our show tonight, and we will finish this conversation up on the other side of our quick 5-minute break. So, thank you, everyone. There's some folks hanging out here tonight who are new to the channel. Thanks for hanging out. This is a wild one. Honestly, we're 300 hours in, so anything's a wild one to jump on board with. But I hope you're having fun. I hope you're hanging out. Hope chat's nice to you. And if you are, Cheesebot of Doom, Imrinko, Will Podorf, DC Pep, Yesy Cow, T7112, sorry if I miss you, the whole crew. Thank you for hanging out with us for 300 hours. So
you're the best.
We'll see you in 5 minutes.
Bye.
Save it for later than heroes. Because we're doing a little bit of, because some story stuff happened, we were just talking about it in the break. And it's a good reminder that we talk about every episode after the episode on our page, Patreon. We do a show called Later Than Heroes that has a varied cast. We mix it up. Sometimes it's just me and Andrew. Sometimes it's a full crew. Sometimes, it's a whole spectrum of the cast.
Wild scene.
Sometimes we just spend there's an episode where we spend a long time talking about not Hoobastank. What did we talk about? The Terma Papa Roach. We spent a long time talking about Papa Roach.
Papa Roach is basically Hoobastank.
Yeah, it's basically
angry Hoobastank.
We dive in. That's a good episode of Later Than Heroes. Maybe I'll go back and find it and make it public so everyone can check it out and realize what they're missing, because that's it is a good episode of Later Than Heroes. In fact, I make them listen to it. I bring the audio in. It's very fun.
Amazing.
Anyway, back to it here. I didn't even do the thing. I got so distracted. I got to get these special dice. I didn't even do it. Hold on just a second.
Do the thing. Well, you gotta do the thing.
I'm gonna get this big old dice. It's like a large dice that Colin Cthulhu got me.
I meant to get. Hang on.
Yeah, you've got one of those too. Everybody's got one. Colin Cthulhu got us all these big dice, and I'm gonna roll this for Moon Girl in this situation too.
Legendary Dice Goblin.
Yeah, Legendary Dice Goblin. Hasn't steered me wrong. I roll fine. I did roll just like shit on this one, but that's kind of good. That's kind of good in this situation. So, as chat made the distinction, Andrew doesn't roll low. He rolls bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he's supposed to roll low, he'll roll high.
Yeah. True.
Someone in chat made that very accurate, wise statement. Yeah.
I got little cookie dice for my birthday.
God.
Yeah, and this one, they've got little red bits on it, and it's a little
That's great.
gingerbread lady with a sword.
Oh my God. Awesome. Gingerbread lady with a sword. Rachel, when are we running that campaign? When are we?
I mean, she's a character in Magic.
Oh, okay, I see.
This is her.
Nice. Oh my God.
Who is it?
she has a name. I should know it.
Andrew actually knows.
Sir Ginger?
Sir, that's
the Meal Ender is the card.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Is that from Wilds of Eldraine?
Yes, it is, and she's a legendary artifact creature, Food Knight.
Amazing.
Oh my God.
She's got a little horse. It's pretty cool.
I feel like this is one of those campaigns that Aaron should run, where he runs it as K.A.I running a game where we all play food creatures. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Anyway,
I love this.
Yeah, someone told me I should put a swap monster in the game called Hoobastank. Yes, absolutely. I will build that stat block. Let's fucking go. Okay. But there's also going to be Papa
sad.
Roach, who's a character as well that you have to fight.
Hey, Papa Roach.
Yeah.
I mean,
Why is he Italian?
It's like Mario.
welcome
Papa
to
Roach.
Papa Roach's
Hey.
Pizza.
Hinder is a bard. It's
I mean,
terrible.
look, I have Sir Tohr-Kreen, the soup knight, ready to go
Right.
for.
Nice.
Oh, that's
Nice,
right. I
nice,
ran a
nice.
game with you as the soup knight. That was awesome.
Yes, he's an Eldritch Knight.
Yeah, that soup knight is a
Love
great
that.
character. Let's all
great.
right. All food characters game
Food campaign.
2024. Let's do it. Yeah, we'll I feel like we'll roll dice to see who runs it. Okay.
I feel like you have to roll dice to determine what food you are.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
Like that's the chart I want to see.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
a spaghetti warlock.
Oh, this is boy, this is turning into a module, Rachel. Holy
Yeah.
shit. That's good. Okay. So we come back here and both of the cisterns, Oliphanticulus and Laloon, again, just look sad. And Laloon kind of waves her hand at Oli as they seem to be having this silent conversation about who's going to tell it. Because even that seems to have weight to it. And Laloon seems to be doing Oli a courtesy by being like, look, and she takes a swig from her wine in a flask. And she,
I give her guidance on that swing.
she fucking chugs.
Slams that shit.
You know you're in bad shape when you're chugging wine. And
Fair.
no shade. Just like it is a sign that you know. And sorcerer Rachel, god damn it, that's so funny.
That wasn't me.
It's
that
so
was
funny.
That was all
DC Pep.
in here. Is
Sorcerer.
Postamancer
So-
maybe sorcerer?
So good, so good. I'm sorry. I'm trying to do a serious scene. That is sorcerer
sorry.
is so good. DC Pep.
Sorcerer
We
is
have
very
to.
good.
Okay. So
Bard worst, very good.
Yeah,
These are
it's
fun.
good. This is like let's do this. It's so good. It's so good. Like food game. Let's go.
It's
okay.
the Beef Seeker.
Oh,
Beef Seeker
Jesus. Okay, yeah, okay. Well, yeah, we gotta we can't move forward. Like this is this is an Aaron DM'd game for sure.
The sacred Wagyu Beef Seeker.
Aaron, the person who can whip out like food dishes, like I can whip out like goblin
He's a
NPCs.
savant.
Yeah,
He's a food
exactly.
savant.
Yeah. This is an Aaron
He
game.
definitely has a notebook full of just strange food names.
That's true.
calls
So
it
that's
his
not
brain.
exaggeration. He's got the K.A.I list. Yeah, we know. So, okay, all right, everyone.
Yeah, we're
Back in it. We're back in it.
We got
They
it.
have to tell the story of the death of their friend.
No, we're riffing about food classes. They're like, but seriously, it's really sad.
Our friend, the Noodlemancer.
he's a pasta mancer.
I don't know why hot dog barbarian feels like a class, but it just feels like a class.
Yeah.
It's not a pun. It just feels right.
The Bunbarian. Hot dog
Yeah.
the Bunbarian.
Yeah, exactly.
I like
Just-
this.
What kind of like, instead of like are you the path of the elk or the path of the bear? It's like burger dogs. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
It's-
yeah.
Relish or mustard, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, it would be the Bergbarian. The Bulgarian.
Bulgarian.
Oh, we're just getting
All right.
to Bulgarian.
Okay.
Laloon
place.
wipes away a tear.
Instead of reckless
the
attack,
blue-
it's breakfast attack when you eat a hot
Yeah.
dog for breakfast. Okay, we
Yeah.
got it. Okay, so Laloon steps up here and she's like, kind of waves Oliphanticulus off, like, I got it. And takes this inspired chug of her wine flask. And she is like, Cartavian was the best of us. He was an elf who he taught us to turn away. He taught us to turn to take what we know and raise others up around it. To look, he could have been a Meridian Track member, easy. But we were kind of around the beginning of the Meridian Track. It wasn't even what it was then. It was, the bubblings were there, sure. But she says we formed right after the Finn Alliance. And Cartavian didn't like this idea that the world had an end date. He didn't like that we were just going to give in to this timeline. When it was whispered about, when all of this elven power, the elves lived for 1,000 years. What is a human life to an elf? You all are dogs in their storyline. They see many human generations just fly by, and they've always treated, I think mortals is the wrong term, but that's definitely how they view it. They view their ability to go into the Feywild, to be outside of time. They view their longer lifespans as, they in comparison to humans, they are mortal. They are immortal. And, Cartavian taught us this path of, he really brought the best out of Floorhill by being able to say his own story, his story of saying, fuck these guys, of how they tramp around in all of the lives of these people over and over again and brush it off like it has less weight because it goes by in a flash. And he was going to do something about it. He did. He was doing something about it. And then Ventress fucking killed him in front of us. It's like it's why he has that ring. A ring that lets him plane shift people out of here. It's because he took fucking Cartavian's ring. It's why he knows he was even introduced to the Red Dragons, introduced to the Gith. It's because Cartavian liked him and respected him and thought he could help show him the way of taking these elven stories, these elven powers, and shifting them into not just looking out for this long-term history, but instead looking out for all of the lives that happen on all of the planets, all of the worlds, all of wild space, being responsible for all of it. And he was trying to do that, and he was diminishing the power of the elves because of this, because he wasn't just capitalizing on it, he was pushing back against it. He was saying, no, we have to use our time here. We have to use our resources to take care of these folks who don't have this. And he was not interested in the goal of the Meridian Track, this kind of either control or escape. This zero-sum game of you destroy, you either defeat the Mind Flayers and you beat them at their own game, or you just spin it all away and start over. He wanted to save the world. I think in a lot of what the Fourth Ring is now, what I've seen from the Fourth Ring is carrying on these ideas that the world should not have an end date. And that not all hope is lost. And she's kind of like, I'm sorry, I'm
No, it's okay.
I'm blabbering a little bit in abstracts, but
it's all right.
But he told he was going to end the power. He was going to end cut off any. He was going to dismantle the Imperial fleet. He was going to make sure that what became the Meridian Tract could never be. That there was no force being pushing for control. There was only force taking care of folks around them. He was going to use the Imperial fleets, these elven fleets, to be homes, to be hospitable to folks who needed to leave. He was going to open up this world again to other dimensions, and what is now the Meridian Tract, the Council of Evergreen, made sure that did not happen by taking Ventress, by corrupting Ventress, getting Ventress close to him, and letting Ventress be sure that he could act in a way that would, ensure he never came back. And both Loon and Olfanticulus nod, and they're like, he was disintegrated in front of us, and when we tried to bring him back, he did not return.
Okay. Thank you. What do you say we get you back home? And the Moonboy is going to cast Plane Shift on all of us.
Sure. She goes, it depends on what you mean by home. Oh, here we go, she says.
Yeah, I'm gonna plane shift us to her pocket dimension.
Oh, cool. I thought you mentioned Dorian, which is so funny. I think that she says that to you as you land. Like she looks around, and I think that it's like oh, and again, like the plane shift is a swirl, not a teleport. A teleport is a flash. It is this open. It's like you're moving from one to the other, and plane shift, you are still in the same spot, just somewhere else.
For some reason, I see it as like you put your hands up and kind of do one of these, and everything around you like turns, and it's just a different place.
Yeah. Mm. Yep. Instead of a flash, it is a swirl, but you're exactly right with that. So, and I will say, you come into a grim scene in her pocket dimension, and I would love to know what you all remember about who got brought into her pocket dimension when. Does anyone have any?
It was
Breeze Traveler, Piss Cricket, and maybe 2 fish folk?
Yeah, I think 2 unconscious fish folk.
Yeah. Because she, I would say give me more a little bit, Jordan, too, because like you were piloting Moon Girl in this scene, and this is not shade in any way, shape, or form. I'm not gotching you. I just want to know what because you made this call too, and I think it was a good strategic decision as well. But what was the move in this moment when she brought all these folks over? Do you remember?
I think the move was to just get them stable and to a place where they weren't being attacked, basically. And I think she just kind of like, it's, like triage, like World War II thing, like, like kind of like, a medicine check on each of them to get them to 1 HP and sort of just leave them bound up in a corner of the, maybe on a sheet on the floor.
Sure. Yeah. And you come back to Schmacked, Tubbalubby, and Piss Cricket are all dead.
Oh no.
And what? It is solely Breeze Traveler here, alone with these 3 bodies, with little cairns of flotsam jetsam. There's empty potion bottles, discarded cloaks, a few +2 shields, like stacked up around them, and the Breeze Traveler's just proselytizing to no one. both crying and making a speech. He doesn't even like see you all come in because he just seems to be out of it. As he's like, my crew, they were here for us, with us, and never against us, following us like we all wanted to follow them. And I believe that they will carry on. That time is merely light, and we are all bouncing around in the edges of every universe with our courage and strength, telling the story of the breeze traveler, the Windrider, the piss cricket, and schmacked and tubbalubby. Just kind of like talking to the echoes of this, like what is a very like it is an extra dimensional space. It is a real hideout. It's like a burnt out movie theater almost for Moon Girl. You know, there was a time where she definitely treated it as like a fun, cool space, but it is really worn down clubhouse vibes.
Just to refresh my memory, when we saw Schmacked and Pistricket, they were alive when we last saw them, right? They were...
Oh, no, they all had 0 hit points.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, I thought that they were like upright and running.
They took a big hit right at the end there.
Oh.
Which is part of the Moon Girl, which is why it was a good... I mean, it was this or them getting their brains eaten, for sure.
Wow. I gotta walk up next to the Breeze Traveler and put my arm on his shoulder, and I'll just stand there for a moment.
He jumps and he sees you and looks you in his, what was once before a eye patch to a vanity eye patch, and is now not, because you could see the dried brain matter like on his fishy face, on his like blue and purple like scaled face, where the only thing keeping him up was the indomitable ability that you gave him by telling him not to die, Flute. And you can see these like brain juices like caked on his face, and he looks back, he goes, oh. He like jumps and he's like, oh, fine, you're here. We should, I think we should bring these folks back to life, don't you?
Right. I don't have that sort of magic, but maybe Moonboy or...
I mean, you all are the most powerful beings in this world. You are the Windrider. I mean, you and the crew of the Dinger surely can bring back my crew. Could you not? You could bring back your own crew. You died and you came back. You've defeated death. What do we need to do? Who do we need to talk to?
Well, I made an unfortunate deal.
Then we should make an unfortunate deal because it worked out for you.
No, it didn't. It didn't work out. For me.
It is currently working. You're alive, are you not? It's currently working out.
It is a price. I don't know. I'll turn to Moonboy and shrug. Like, can we bring anyone back?
Yes, in a way, I have the magic to make it happen, but it will take time. It took all of my herbs to bring Goat back. I mean, I could bring them back in, new bodies, same minds. I know K.A.I can revive them, but it's just a matter of resources and time. Do we have it?
I mean, you all can do anything. You are the crew of the Dinger. This is the Windrider. You are Moonboy. We are in a dimension created by Laloon. Like the Breeze Traveler says, clearly losing it, and is like,
we are these people, and we have also lost friends. And you, my friend, are the Breeze Traveler.
I am.
So get a hold of yourself.
But this is piss cricket, and there's a story that needs to continue here.
There
like
is.
the legend,
And I
we were just
promise
getting
you-
going.
We will do everything we can, but we can't do it without the Breeze Traveler and his level head and his true heart and his steady hand. Are you with us? Are you here?
I am currently here, yes.
Do you want me to slap you in the face?
I want you to do anything that you feel is
barely.
necessary.
I'm gonna slap him in the
Together.
face.
I'll try to like catch his hand. Like,
Sure, roll contested. You roll a Moonboy, roll an attack roll. Flute, roll a dexterity saving throw.
I critted.
Oh, incredible!
I rolled a 3.
Better than heroes, everybody. We're consistent.
You're gonna kill him.
Slap the shit out of him.
I'm not going for like this is not
Yeah,
non
Moonboy, give
lethal
us the scene.
damage.
Give us the scene.
This is just it's more quick and accurate than it is powerful. So quick and accurate that the Windrider can't even like by the time you go to grab it, it's already happened.
It's a guidance slap.
Yeah.
And
A little
and you know
ocean
what?
water
Yes.
pops out.
Slap
You know
guidance
what?
into
Yes,
him.
yes, I cast guidance at the same time, and a little bit of moonlight shines down on the Breeze Traveler, and I think the Breeze Traveler is shocked back into the moment, and I think that his one little fishy eye kind of it's all wide and dilated, and it kind of and like zeroes back in, and he sort of sets his jaw and nods, and then he slaps me right back in the face.
Sure. I rolled a 17.
Yeah, that hits.
Ooh.
Wait, does it? You know what? Meets it, beats it. Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Sure. Yep. And he does 4 points of damage back to you as he just fucking.
Right.
I would say,
Right.
which is he
All right,
rolled
enough,
a
I get
4
him.
on a D4. So he looks at you, nods, and then just like hits the shit out of you. Like
Yeah,
really like some spit flies out of your mouth. There's a little,
Yeah,
you like
and
burp up a
Moonboy-
little pickle. Yeah.
And Moonboy kind of and grabs his jaw.
All
and
right,
he comes
enough,
back and he goes
enough.
and he goes. There he is.
I am the Breeze Traveler.
Damn right, bro.
We
Klik.
did it. We killed the Elder Brain. And we couldn't have done it without you and his cricket schmacked. Is that Tupalubby?
Tupalubby,
I think
yes.
that is. And the rest of your crew, we couldn't have done it. We couldn't have done it without you.
He looks at you and he says, "Is it better to die?"
Then, is there a second part?
Be you.
Than to be me? Well, I made an arrangement that I didn't spend a lot of time thinking on, and I'm still working on.
Would you wish it upon them, or would you wish them death? I need to know.
That's a good. I think that question stumps Flute for a minute as he's looking at these poor little bodies.
Okay, well then either roll a persuasion check or a deception check, depending on how you want to handle this with the Breeze Traveler. If you're trying to if you're stumped in a way that's being like, I don't know, man, that's the mystery of the universe, or if you're like trying to be a little stoic about it.
Okay. Yeah, I think he's going to think about it for a moment, and he's going to be like, I guess it's up to each individual what they think of living under a bargain like that. I chose persuasion, and I got a I rolled a good roll, everyone. Buckle up. Not the best roll, but second best. I got a 25.
Don't worry, I rolled a natural 1. So
Poor Breeze Traveler.
He's having a bad day.
I think he looks at you and he says, "Thank you for your wisdom. I apologize that I assumed some sort of absolute truth. But you, wise as always, as the Windrider, knows that it is complicated. We cannot decide. We are not gods, right?
No, I'm not. I don't know how you get your power through me, but I'm not a god, and I don't get my power from a god.
Do you promise that you're not a god?
I do. I promise. Your fellow Kuatoa, I think, mistakenly thought I was, but as I told them, I'm not.
Yes, I actually know large organizations that are both think that you are a god and large organizations that think you are a devil. So.
Well,
He's a little bit of both.
Neither.
Neither. Both. Who knows in this crazy workaday world?
I mean, he should know probably inside of himself if he is one or the other. Would you not?
How could you know?
I think I would know if I was a devil. I am not a devil.
Does a madman see his own madness, or is it simply the truth? Yeah, that's right.
I know that I am.
I just thought that up.
Yes, but I know I am not breathing water.
Yes, you do. End statement.
They look at each other meaningfully for a long time, waiting for the other one to speak. Yeah.
And they...
Yes,
nobody
anyway.
says anything.
Actually, let's roll to see who breaks the silence first. Just,
Okay.
you could add con to it or charisma, whatever you want.
I think it's got to be con, right?
Yeah.
Your eyelids are drying out.
Both are pretty bad. I got a 9.
I got a 13. So, yeah, Moonboy, you break it first.
Yeah, Moonboy's like, well, that's a pretty good point. You know, you've come a long way. Breeze
Yes,
traveler.
I'm very far from home.
You are, but you're also very far from that starry-eyed lad that you once were.
Yes, I only have one eye now.
You only have one eye, but you've got a lot of living under your belt, bro. And you've got a lot of heart, and you've got a big brain behind that eye patch. You're doing some real thinking. And now you're thinking for yourself, Jack.
That is, I am the breeze traveler, but yes,
Hell yeah.
I understand.
Here's
Klik
what we
steps
do.
around all of this lunacy and goes to Piss Cricket. And she's just like, I don't know what is happening. Kneels at the tiny body of her friend and family member and cradles his little wimpy body in her arms, all 4 of them. And she says, I don't care what you do with the rest of the bodies, but this is Piss Cricket's final resting place. Well, but this is Piss Cricket's final body. And after this, we're taking him home.
I want Andrew and Jordan to kick off their headphones real quick.
What do I win?
Rachel, you feel a wisp from this body, and a wisp inside of your heart, inside of your carapace. And you know that there's something about the connection you have from like going down deeps into the graves to like talk to those godlike Kreen, from like, you know, communing with Gluck in this moment, where you could pull Piss Cricket back if you wanted to, but you have to give something. You have to take a sliver of yourself in order to breathe this psionic breath back into him in a way that it's like all these voices are behind you. And that's part of like the chain of what you're experiencing is this like cloud of consciousness that is just matter changing hands a little bit. And you can take a point out of the bank that is Klik and pour that psionic energy into this body if you want to. And it's only a little bit because he's holding onto this strand and you are holding onto this strand, but you have to permanently lose 15 hit points if you want to bring him back. And I will never tell them, even though it's on stream and they could listen to it if they want to, but I will never bring it up and I will never point it out if you want to do it or don't do it. And I will say if you do it, they'll probably figure it out because you just brought someone back magically. But if you don't do it, they'll probably never know because they'll probably never go back and listen to this moment.
Oh, she does it for sure.
Okay, cool. So then I'm gonna bring them back then, so you can give us the flavor of what they see here. Okay, cool. Mm-hmm. How long do I have to do the jellyfish dance before they realize? Oh, there we go. You did
they
it.
come.
Yeah.
At the same time, they got
it. It just looks like me gesticulating.
Dancing.
Yeah, it just looks like me gesticulating. But when you do
like,
it, and they know.
They're dancing. I'm like so stupid.
Oh yeah, we're doing secret silent dance, and you guys aren't invited.
Unbelievable.
Klik, what do they see? I guess Rachel, what do they see?
Holding the little piss cricket in her arms, and she sits cross-legged and sort of folds over his body, like crunches, puts her head almost on the floor and folds her whole body, and until piss cricket has largely disappeared, and you hear a small vibration that grows into a louder and louder and louder hum until Klik's whole body is vibrating and humming and almost glowing, but it's not like a colored glow. It's like sort of a wind that surrounds her body and his. And as she shakes, she lets off a little bit of heat, and her antennas are twitching rapidly back and forth. And as she sort of slowly unfurls her body, she reveals Piss Cricket in her lap. And his antenna moves.
What did you do?
We don't leave people behind. PC?
Did I do it? He's just like not like groggily, but kind of just like flailing around, like when you try and wake me up.
Oh, good. You did it.
I did it? Okay.
You did it.
I can't believe I'm alive. I thought for sure I was dead.
Well, I told you not to go in there, you little idiot.
I am uninterested in listening to anyone tell me what to do. Because I know it pisses the way. And everyone told me it wasn't, but I know.
You're delirious. Just rest. Just rest.
It's sanitary.
He's right.
It can be turned into a weapon if needed.
This is the way.
It's a replenishable resource.
Yeah, but it sort of relies on water, don't you think? That's the real resource there.
There's lots of liquids. He says, but like kind of like dosing off.
Sleep.
There's lots of
not
liquids.
sleep, but rest.
It's good to.
You look like hell.
Sometimes if you ingest a bunch of harmful liquids for a while, it makes the piss even more weaponized. He says as he's like dosing off.
He's delirious, but he's here.
Wow. You brought him back. Can you bring these Kuatoa back?
No.
Yeah, you know for sure that you cannot. I would say too. Yeah. But Flute, Moonboy, Klik, kick off your headphones. Andrew, if you sacrifice 15 hit points per Kuatoa of your max hit point level, you can bring each of these Kuatoa back because you feel that they are connected to you. And if you imbue a piece of your life to them, each of them will come back alive again. But you have to permanently lose 15 hit points to your hit point maximum for each of these Kuatoa. And if they don't know this deal right now, so, and they probably won't get back and listen to it. So if you say no, it's not like they're going to judge you. They don't know. And we'll just come back and we'll say like, they don't know what deal I'm giving you right now. And so like,
I have a couple quick questions. How many are there total? Just 2?
2.
Oh my god. And
in double obby.
How does Flute know this? Is it just a feeling? I just know that I have this power.
No, I think that he feels. You heard the description before of the Breeze Traveler. You heard the description of the Breeze Traveler being like, there are a group that thinks you're a god, and there's a group that thinks you're a devil. And just having that ring in your ear a little bit, it's like you can imagine what is happening when someone like tells you about. It's almost like FOMO, like where you're just like being described this like great event that you could have been at, and it's like so quickly described in your mind of like, oh, if you wanted to step into the world of breaking the rules, kind of like with what Laloon is talking about, like expanding outside of the known magic, there are you know how gods work on these worlds, and there is a foot in the door for you. There is a strong, even the negative worshippers are adding to this power a little bit. And with the absence of the Windrider in your mind right now, you could just feel this thrum inside of everything that the Breeze Traveler says. And you know it's true. It's not like the Breeze Traveler's full of shit in a lot of ways, but you are not surprised by this because you know that there are all these Kuatoa, just like all these fish folk, just like who have strong opinions about you. And this would be dipping a toe into that power by In fact, you know what? You know what I'll do? I'll say you can just bring them both back. But you are giving power to the fact that the fish folk who think you are a god, you are pulling from that piggy bank. You are using that power. And I think this is like, you kind of feel that just like flutter of energy where you could either sacrifice something from yourself if you wanted to. You could cut those hit points and you could disperse your power in the same way that the Breeze Traveler, like, you know, like you are warlocking them a little bit. You would be like dipping in the warlock pool of I am giving something from myself to them and I'm sacrificing it. Or you would be dipping into the like I'm a demigod pool and you could just not take that hit point cut and you could just bring them back to life. Or you could do nothing and have nothing change.
Interesting. As we all know, I can't take a hit point cut. I'm already...
Yeah, that's why I was so excited to offer you that deal.
I'm already so weak! Yeah, I think as a Flute kind of squats next to these poor little crumpled Kuatoa and thinks back to all the Kuatoa he's known on over his adventure, he feels this kind of this swell of power kind of come through him, and it rocks him a little on his heels. He has to reach down with his left hand to kind of steady himself, and he extends a hand out and closes his eyes and lets that power flow into him, just to see what it does.
Roll a Constitution saving throw.
These dice, you either get a 19 or a 3 on these dice, and I got a 19, dirty 20.
All right, then you have the choice, Andrew. I will tell you mechanically the choice. You can't close this door now because you've dipped your toe in it.
All
so
right.
Something is happening. You can have 2 levels. If you are willing to embrace this power right now, you will be 2 levels above all of the other party members. You don't have to tell them. And you don't have to take it of a certain class. You can take it of Bard. You can take it of whatever you want. But you can have 2 more levels immediately right now if you embrace this power that you're feeling from this connection with the Kuo-toa.
Oh, well, wow. I feel like there's a...
You know what? It's 10 o'clock. You want to think about it for next time, or you want to decide right now? It's up to you.
I do it.
You do it?
I do it.
All right, bring it back in.
All right.
Don't tell them, Andrew. Just give them flavor of what they see.
You got it.
All right, all you.
So, yeah, you see when Klik says that she can't bring back the Kuo-toa, Flute looks back at the Breeze Traveler, who's still trying to keep a stiff upper lip, I guess, whatever he's got.
He got lips. Fish lips.
Fish lips.
He's just kind of forlorn, and he walks over to these 2 little crumpled fish folk bodies, just in bad shape. There's just these once kind of colorful scales, now just gray, kind of like littering the ground around him, and he squats down next to him. He squats down next to them and is just kind of looking at them, and he kind of sighs and wobbles a little bit and closes his eyes, and he stretches his hand out towards them, and almost falls over, but kind of rights himself, and you see the fish folk start to squirm a little bit, much like Piss Cricket coming, wiggling his antenna. These little fish folk are kind of twitching and moving a little bit, and Flute's eyes flicker open, and he seems like very taken aback by what he's seeing, and kind of just falls back, sitting there, just like staring at them as they kind of wake up, as if they were hibernating or something. And he's like looking at his hand, like, what?
Flute, what? Windrider.
I don't
what
know.
Was that?
I don't know. I just felt
That looked pretty evil, man. You know I'm supposed to warn you when some evil stuff is happening. That was pretty evil, man.
But I didn't make any deal. I didn't change my deal. I didn't hear any voice. Nothing happened.
I'll go over and help the fish folk up, and I'd like to sort of look them in the eye and see if they seem different or anything.
Yeah, I'll do the same. I'll pick up Schmacked and kind of check him out. Like, I can't really believe that he's standing upright.
Both of you do insight checks. And I would say, Moonboy, you can do Arcana, Religion, or Insight, and you will get different answers depending on what you roll.
Okay.
I got an 18.
17 insight.
They both had the same, like, confused, like, they're brought back to immediately where they were. You know, like, they went down, and they're kind of like, but they're both very alive and very much themselves. They're both. Schmacked is like, whoa! Whoa! Which is, classic, you would immediately recognize, like, classic Smacked. Yeah. And Tubalabi is like, is everybody okay? Like, just like looking around, being like, can I do anything for anyone? Just like, she's looking around, like, nervous and, but just wanting to, like, get back into things and look out for the team.
What does Moon Girl think of all of this?
That's a good question.
She passed out as soon as we got here.
No, she rolled well. And she looks at you, Moonboy, and she goes, "You finally did it."
What did I do?
Oh, Flutes. He's a real legend now. He's living up to it. He's a real hero. He's being the daddy they wanted him to be. And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode for sure. Yeah,
well, that's the name of the episode.
Yeah. Real daddy.
The daddy we wanted.
You can cue that college song, a real hero.
Yeah. Yeah. The Drive soundtrack plays as this fades out. Hey, that was fun, man. That was fun.
Woo!
Thank you all.
Thank you.
F.
What an F.
For getting to us to a point in 300 hours of D&D where this is the episode that we ended up with. Boy, that is wild. That was very fun.
That was
you all are great players. That was great.
Yeah. Wow. Big lore dump and some crazy secret stuff.
Yeah. So that's
Aaron's gonna be jealous.
Aaron's gonna be pissed.
Yeah.
He's like, I had COVID and you guys had conversations without me.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Truly, we're gonna. We're gonna just gonna start next episode with like 30 minutes of Aaron. Let's go. Great. Okay. Cool. That's this week's episode. Thank you all so much. Thank you all for supporting. I know I talked about it earlier, but I just know this Later Than Heroes, even if it's just me and Andrew or me and Rachel or me and Jordan, that's going to be a doozy. This is a real fun one. Thank you all. There's so many folks here who have been around since the beginning or who've like grinded their way to being able to watch live with us. It fucking rocks. It just fucking rocks. So we have at least
rocks.
We have one, maybe two more episodes in this arc. So, before we hit the end of the year, it feels right too as well, like winding up this arc. So we'll see y'all in a little bit. Shout out to Will Podorf. Don't tell your mom about the show. And we'll catch up with y'all next week.
Hell yeah.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Wild
times.
Stargazer, Moonboy, Klik, the Crusher, K.A.I, Humblia, Chef, and the Windrider, Flute, Whimteaser. They're better than heroes.